Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JC Courtside, coming at y'all today on November 21st. It's a Friday. It's a rainy day over here in North Carolina. And wow, we got some news to cover today, y'all. Not great NBA games last night, but we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. So in today's episode, we are going to be starting with a certain somebody being unhappy with what team they're at. After that, we're going to just break down one game from last night because a certain somebody wanted to have a 50-point game. Talk about that game. And then, ladies and gents, believe it or not, we are a month into this NBA season. A month into this NBA season. So you know what that means, right? We got to give away our seasonal awards about this NBA season. We're going to look at the MVP. We're going to look at the DPOI, Coach of the Year, Most Improved, all those awards. We're going to give out our awards, who we believe is going to be those award winners by the end of the season. Now that we're a month in, we have a whole month of basketball to base it on, right? But before we get into any of that, live crew, appreciate all of y'all being here. You guys in the Twitch stream, TikTok, and YouTube. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in at 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And then not only that, appreciate y'all. Drop likes, follow, subs if you're not already. Not just that, though. Podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. It helps more than you guys could possibly understand. Now, let's get into the meat of this episode. LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. That's right. We're starting with this and not with a game from last night. We're starting with this news because this is news. This is news. LaMelo Ball has grown tired and upset being a member of the Charlotte Hornets. Now, he responded with a clown emoji on Twitter to the report. But let's be honest here. Let's all be honest here. This is no surprise. This is no surprise whatsoever. The Charlotte Hornets are a bad team. They're one of the worst teams in the NBA. Yes, they have talent. Yes, they have a great rookie in Con Knipple. But it's no surprise to me that LaMelo Ball's upset. There's been rumors and talk on Lonzo and LiAngelo's podcast that he wants to go to the Clippers. And, well, now that you look at everything that's been transpiring, why would any team even want Lonzo Ball at this point? I know the kids love him. The kids idolize LaMelo Ball. They idolize him. He led in fan voting last year for the All-Star game. He wasn't declared an All-Star, but he led in fan voting. Why do the kids love LaMelo Ball? I don't know. Maybe they secretly have a crush on him. He's a handsome guy, with all due respect. He is. But I think that's the main reason that people vote. Everyone likes LaMelo Ball. Everyone. Like, all the kids love LaMelo Ball. But people my age, the boomers, I'm not a boomer, I'm 27. They hate LaMelo Ball. They hate the way he plays. That he plays losing basketball. That's what they say, right? So let's look at this and see why LaMelo Ball is unhappy in Charlotte. Why is he unhappy? Well, let's look at this. In 2022-2023, out of the 82 games, LaMelo Ball played 36. In 2023-2024, the Hornets played 82 games, and LaMelo Ball played 22 of them. In 2024-2025, last year, he played the most games he's played in 5 years, and he played 47. Barely half of the games last year he played. And now already this year, he has only played 9. About half of the games already. And I'd like to look at his stats very quickly because they don't look good. They don't look good. His points dropped by 4 points per game. Rebounds went up, but that's because they don't have any centers. Assists went up. But this is the thing that you got to look at. He's averaging 38% from the field. 38% from the field. 38. He's also shooting 29% from three-point land. Now, it's just a 9-game sample size. But what I can tell you is, LaMelo Ball, I don't think it's Charlotte's fault that you're unhappy, my man. I think it's one person's fault, and it's his. how can you look at LaMelo Ball at this point in his career and say, yeah, that's what we're building around? That is what we want to build around. When you have a player like LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, who are your most talented players on your team, and they're not playing, that's a problem. You can ask any other team in the NBA that have tried building a team around players that always get hurt. Look at the 76ers. Look at the Los Angeles Clippers. Different scenarios, same issue. Their star players are always hurt. If that's the case, move on. LaMelo Ball has not shown us anything. I don't understand why LaMelo Ball has been in Cade Cunningham conversations up to this point. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I see an efficient player carrying a team, and then a player who thinks that he's carrying a team, but carrying them to losing. I just don't think the Hornets are the main issue. I think it starts with the star in LaMelo, and feeds down. It's a trickle-down effect. If your star player isn't playing, then of course there's going to be issues there. Now, another thing I wanted to look at with LaMelo Ball is his contract, because it's not forgiving. It's not forgiving whatsoever. So if he wants to be traded out of Charlotte, well, you got to get somebody worthy of this contract. This year, he's making $38 million. Next year, he's making $40 million. The year after that, in 2027, he's making $44 million. And then in the final year of his contract was his player option, he's making $47 million. $47 million. I'm getting a question in the live crew saying on the Twitch stream saying, do you see him as a number 2 option? No, I don't see him as any option. I don't see LaMelo Ball as any option into the NBA. It's sort of like his brother, except he's a little bit better. When you look at Lonzo Ball and you look at LaMelo Ball, they both lack the best ability in basketball. Do y'all know what that is? It's not shooting ability. It's not playmaking ability. It's not defensive ability. It's availability. That is the best quality to have in the NBA, in any professional sports. And he doesn't have it. Now, you can't say he's a first option. You can't say he's a second option. Hell, I would even go as far as saying that he can be a third option right now. Do you want your third option to always be hurt? I wouldn't. Let's say this is the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's just say that team because they keep swirling around this topic, right? Let's say this is the Clippers. Now you have James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and LaMelo Ball all missing games. They're never going to get reps in. It's not going to work. Until LaMelo Ball can actually stay healthy, until he can prove to you that he is an NBA. I mean, he has the skill. Nobody's denying that LaMelo Ball is a bad player by any means. He takes too deep of threes. He's taking these one-legged shots, and part of the reason being, I think it's because that ankle is really messed up. I have a very bad feeling that those one-legged shots are because he doesn't want to put pressure on that ankle. I don't think LaMelo Ball could be the future of any team in this league because of his lack of availability. You can't look at the last 3 seasons, and now just say 4 seasons because it's happening again. You can't ignore these last 4 seasons. You guys know how Atlanta Hawks fans always gas up how they made the conference finals in 2021? That sort of is how people talk about LaMelo Ball. Because in 2021, he played 75 games, his most in his career. It doesn't mean anything. The Hawks made the conference finals in 2021, doesn't mean anything. Just like how LaMelo played 75 games back in 2021, doesn't mean anything. If he's not doing that now, if he hasn't done that in the last 4 years, I think it's time to where you actually look at something differently here, right? Yeah, let's see how many games when he played those 75 games. How many games did the Charlotte Hornets win that year? I'm very curious. I am very curious how many games they won that year. They went 43-39, and they were the 10th seed. So I believe this was the year before the play-in, right? So they missed. That is not bad. Who else was on this team at that point? Miles Bridges, Montrezl Harrell, Gordon Hayward, Kai Jones, Cody Martin, Kelly Oubre, Mason Plumlee, Terry Rozier was Ish Smith. Isaiah Thomas and PJ Washington. Wow. Yeah. And he was 20. It's a whole different league now, man. It's a whole different league now. This is a player that can't stay onto the court. He just can't stay. And this is what's going to continue happening. I cannot see LaMelo Ball being a number one option on any basketball team for the time being, anytime soon, until he shows me something. So as far as him being traded, show me a team that it looks like they would like to trade for him. He's going to be making upwards of $47 million in his contract a year. That's not a horrible contract, but that certainly is not a good contract. I see somebody in the TikTok say before we move on from this topic saying, I think LaMelo should get traded for Franz. That's what he said. Now, first and foremost, if I'm a Magic fan, I'm saying no, because you're trading a player that is really good for a player that is really good that is not available to play at least 50 games in a season. So I would never do that trade. The Magic need a point guard. They don't need an injury-prone point guard. Yeah. So as your number one option, the sky is basically winning 45 games with him. And that's if he's playing 82 games, correct? If he's playing 82. I wouldn't want to trade for an injury-prone player. No matter how good he is, I wouldn't want to do it. The live crew on Twitch, shout out Solo. He said, Magic have playoff aspirations. LaMelo Ball has mixtape aspirations. I agree. Let's move on from this topic. I don't think LaMelo Ball is going to get traded. I don't think he is. And if they do, man, I'd love to see what that trade package is. Let's move on to the most entertaining game of last night. It wasn't that entertaining, but the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime. Couple things to note from this game, y'all. The Bucks were without Giannis. They were also without Taurean Prince. They were also without Kevin Porter Jr. They were also without Amir Coffey. The 76ers, as y'all know, they were without Joel Embiid. They didn't play Lowry. They didn't play Gordon. They were without Kelly Oubre. He got hurt against the Pistons. And then they were without Adam Bona, right? Well, I can say one thing. 76ers fans are going to be talking about this game from Paul George for a long, long time, man. When we're healthy, when we're healthy, when we're healthy, when we're healthy. Paul George had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 7 for 12 from the field, 4 for 7 from deep, and he played 25 minutes. I don't think he played a second in the fourth quarter or overtime. Paul George had a really good game. He had a really good game. Really good game. And next game, we'll see if he has another really good game. Oh, unless they play another game this weekend, because then he probably won't play. We'll see. I'm not going to talk about Paul George a whole lot more than that. He had a great game. We'll see if it continues. I'd like to start off with the other players who I think the game shouldn't even have been close. The game shouldn't even have been close. Justin Edwards, he's never going to shoot 1 for 7 for 3 ever again. Okay? He's never going to shoot 1 for 7 for 3 again. This guy's been shooting lights out. He couldn't hit a shot, right? He had a big shot on OT, so good for him. Andre Drummond, he's doing what Andre Drummond does, right? VJ Edgecombe hit big shots in overtime. Kid's talented, 12 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds for a double-double. Shout out VJ Edgecombe. And then I want to skip over one of the players that we're going to be talking about. Quentin Grimes did not have a good game by any means, but he hit some tough shots in overtime. Tough. So shout out Quentin Grimes. They would not have won without him. And then finally, Jared McCain playing meaningful minutes. I think I just got to say this, and I hope that y'all agree with me. The only reason Nick Nurse still has a job is because Tyrese Maxey is playing on a whole nother level. That is the only reason Nick Nurse still has a job in today's NBA. He is being saved by Tyrese Maxey. Because if Tyrese Maxey was not carrying this team the way he is, you bet your biscuits Nick Nurse would have been fired games ago, man. I don't know what his lineups are. I don't know what his rotations are. Nick Nurse does not look good as a head coach at all. At all. I do like Jared McCain, and hopefully he can start playing some more minutes. Now, as a Pistons fan, I can tell y'all, seeing Andre Drummond do what he's doing now, it's fun to see. It's very fun to see. Um, he fouled out last night, but he's been great for them throughout the year. He's hit 4 3-pointers against the Pistons already, right? Already. As far as Jared McCain goes, he looks good to me. He's just not seen the floor. He's not seen the floor whatsoever. I blame personally Nick Nurse. I can pretty much guarantee you when Maxey gets hurt or when he gets gassed, I assure you, when this team starts losing again, Nick Nurse will be out of there. I can't tell y'all how much the 76ers aggravate me. I mean, when Joel Embiid is your star player, when he's not playing, when Paul George isn't playing, and Tyrese Maxey has to bear the load, dropping 54 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, plus 18 on the court, shot 18 for 30 from the field. He is that good of a player, right? We all know how good Tyrese Maxey is, but he's playing 47 minutes in a game. 47 minutes. I understand it went into overtime. Guys, this is not going to last. I'm sorry. I hope he doesn't get hurt, but I remember last year, I was having the same conversation with my boys. This is going to happen again. Yes, Tyrese Maxey is stronger. Yes, Tyrese Maxey is bigger. Yes, Tyrese Maxey is better. But we've seen it time and time again of players who are playing a lot of minutes, carrying the load because their star players are either traded or hurt. I fear that we're nearing that happening here. I hope it doesn't. Tyrese Maxey's been playing on a whole nother level, and I love it, and I want to keep seeing him do it. I'm just worried about these minutes because he's averaging the most minutes in the NBA right now. That's a lot. He's playing over 40 minutes every single game. Played 47 last night to barely beat the Giannis-less Bucks. If I were a 76er fan, I would not be celebrating this win. You guys, they were missing Giannis, Porter. I would not be celebrating this win. I'd be celebrating the 54-point show out by Tyrese, but nothing else. Yeah, they needed 54 points from Tyrese Maxey to beat Ryan Hollins, AJ Green, Miles Turner, Kyle Kuzma, and Bobby Portis. That's what they needed. Gary Harris is getting 20 minutes a game for the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's what they needed. So if that tells you anything you need to know, yeah, Ryan Rollins had a great game. 32 points, 14 assists, nice double-double. Shot 50% from the field. If only he hit it one more of those threes, man. If only. If freaking only. Ryan Rollins going crazy, bro. Ryan Rollins is him. What a great find. But yeah, as far as the other side, man, you needed 54 from Tyrese Maxey just to barely beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks moved to 8-8. Philadelphia moved to 9-6. I still think Milwaukee will finish above the 76ers in the standings. So this is a good win for Philly. I mean, ride the hot hand, man. Ride the hot hand. Ride the hot hand. If Tyrese Maxey's going to just like carry you to these wins, then by any means, hop in his backpack and go, man. Hop in his backpack and go. Now, I don't have a whole lot else to say about this game. But I would like to move on to our last segment, right? I know the show just started. Don't worry. This is a long segment. All right. So now that we're a month into this NBA season, right? We're starting to see how the standings, how the players, how the coaches, how it looks, right? So now it's time to go over who I believe are going to win the NBA awards for this season. We're a month in. We're a month into the season. Before we get into the actual concept and this topic, yes, we're going to be giving awards for players, right? But I do want to mention very quickly about the other games from last night. Just very, very quickly. In case you don't know, the Magic killed the Clippers. Clippers have now lost 9 straight, I believe. I think they've lost 9 straight or 9 of the last 10. The Grizzlies killed the Kings. I said I wouldn't talk about the Kings for a while. I'm not talking about them. And then the Spurs beat the Hawks. That was also a great game. I was watching that. Harrison Barnes is a beast. Love Harrison Barnes. Love him. He's going great. I love the commentators for the San Antonio Spurs as well. Sean Elliott, and I forgot the other guy's name. Yeah, they've lost 9 out of their last 10 games as far as the Clippers go. The Kings, I forgot to mention, Domantas Sabonis is now out. He will be reevaluated in a month. So, Kings, are there any Kings fans? I've never met a King fan, ever. I've never, ever, ever in my life met a King fan. If I was a King fan, I would not advertise that, man. I would not advertise that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate to see how bad, how mismanaged that team is. And I purposefully do not watch Kings games because I don't want a penny going to that owner. I don't want a penny going to that owner. I purposely don't watch those games. I don't know if they get money off of me watching or not, but I'm not supporting it. I'm not supporting it. I am not watching those. I'm not watching those games. It's just not happening. Worst owner, worst management, worst franchise in NBA history. Get rid of him, man. Get rid of him. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, why the owner for the Sacramento Kings is so bad, Vivek, he just cares about money. He just cares about money. It's sort of like the Bulls, except worse. He just wants names that think that they'll stay competitive. He doesn't care about how they mesh. He just wants names that will sell tickets. That's it. That's all he wants. He just wants the team to be mediocre enough to get money. That's all. I hate that franchise. I hate the owner. I'm not a fan of the Sacramento Kings. That's the only team I truly hate in this NBA. The Kings. I hate them. Like, I actually despise them. And not because they're good, but because they're bad. Because they're mediocre. Okay, now let's move on to our final segment, which is a long one. Now that we're a month into the NBA season, I want to go over who I believe is going to be winning these awards. I absolutely agree with this Twitch chat from Gramps in the Twitch stream. He said the way Paul George was facilitating and controlling the pace last night was amazing. It absolutely was. Absolutely was. I think the Philadelphia 76ers, if healthy, could be a very good team. That's the unfortunate part. There's one word in that sentence that just does not work, and it's the if. I hope the 76ers will find health. I hope they don't bury Tyrese Maxey into the ground before it's too late, because he is averaging the most minutes, most shots attempt. He's averaging the most of everything right now in the NBA, and it's not good. Not good for longevity. Tyrese Maxey needs help. Let's continue. Let's start off. So first, I want to start off by showing you guys the gambling predictions right now, like where the odds are for who thinks that they're going to win what award. So I'm just going to tell you the number one person who is leading all the betting stuff. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now is the favorite to win MVP. Okay. For Defensive Player of the Year, Chet Holmgren is leading for Defensive Player of the Year. For Rookie of the Year, Con Knipple and Cooper Flagg are tied right now for Rookie of the Year. Most Improved Player, Jalen Duren is leading that. Sixth Man of the Year, Jaime Jaquez is leading that. Clutch Player of the Year, Cade Cunningham is leading that. And then Coach of the Year, JB Bickerstaff is leading that. Head coach of the Pistons. So let's go ahead and give my awards, right? So I believe, me personally, I believe that Nikola Jokic will be winning his 4th most valuable player this season. He is averaging same stuff as last year. He's averaging 29 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, so a 30-point triple-double. He's averaging a 30-point triple-double. He's also getting 1.5 steals and about a block. Listen to these splits for me, please. Just listen to these splits. From the field, he's averaging 65%. From three-point land, he's averaging 40%. This could arguably be the greatest season we've ever seen from any one player ever. He's also shooting 86% from the free throw line and 73.6% true shooting. When I tell you that Nikola Jokic needs to win MVP this year, he needs to win MVP. I don't think the NBA wants to give Shai another MVP. I really don't believe that they want to give Shea another one, at least not back to back. I think Nikola Jokic is, at this point in time, 1 month in, fully deserving of the most valuable player award. Now, in case you want to know in the order in which FanDuel has this award, it's Shea at plus 135, Nikola Jokic plus 175, Luka Doncic at plus 400, Giannis at plus 1500, and then Cade Cunningham and Tyrese Maxey are tied at plus 8,000. So this is sort of what I wanted to talk about. I think Nikola Jokic has done more than enough right now to prove that he deserves MVP. Now, for anybody joining late, I see some people spazzing right now in the TikTok. What I'm doing right now is giving the awards out based off of the 1 month of basketball that we have seen. Okay? So in this 1 month of basketball, I believe Nikola Jokic has shown that he deserves his 4th most valuable player award. For God's sake, he's averaging a 30-point triple-double while shooting 65% from the field and 40% from three. This is stuff that I've never seen before. And yet people are it's voters fatigue. It's voters fatigue, plain and simple. I think Shea deserved it last year. But as far as Jokic goes, you didn't give it to him last year. And to be honest, y'all, this is the way that Jokic wins his MVPs. Let me explain. Listen, when Jokic won his first MVP, Giannis won the year after. Jokic won his second MVP. Joel Embiid won that MVP after. Jokic won his third MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won after. So now I think it's due that Nikola Jokic wins his 4th MVP. The pattern follows. Now, this is not to discredit Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I understand why Shai is favorited right now in the FanDuel voting. But still, in my opinion, I think based off of this month and looking forward to it. So I actually wanted to show you guys an important tweet because people have been insulting me about the Pistons record and who they've had to face. So I actually wanted to show you guys something. So if you look at the strength in schedules right now in the NBA, right? People are saying that the Pistons had the easiest 11-game win streak right now. So I'm here to show you that a lot of teams that are playing well have had easier schedules than Detroit. The team that's had the easiest schedule so far is Phoenix. They're 9-6. Next is Oklahoma City, the team that everyone's gassing up right now because they're number 1 in the West and number 1 in the league. They have the second easiest schedule right now in the NBA. They're 14-1. This is right now the games played. OKC has the second easiest schedule. Okay, this is all stats. Then Dallas Mavericks, and they're 4-11, so that's not good that they have the third easiest. Minnesota Timberwolves, they're 9-5, not great. San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, Charlotte Hornets, and then the Detroit Pistons. So the Detroit Pistons have the 9th easiest schedule in the NBA right now. Right now, the 9th easiest. That's not that insane when you think about it, because the team that's better than them by 1 game is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're the second easiest schedule right now in the NBA. And then the team that's right behind Detroit is Denver. They have the 5th easiest schedule in the NBA right now. So when you look at this and you say that the Pistons rank 21st right now in strength of opponent faced, remember the only team that's ahead of them by 1 game has the second easiest schedule right now in the NBA. All I'll say is, if the Orlando Magic right now were on an 11-game winning streak and they were 13-2, the amount of glazing that Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner would be receiving would be unbelievable. But because it's Detroit, nobody likes them. Everybody's trying to discredit them. If it were the Magic or some team that people like and glaze, then that would have happened. The Pistons lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers earlier in the season. And yeah, that happened. And now the Pistons are doing exactly what good teams do. And that's beat the teams that they believe that they're better than. Plain and simple. Let's go over our next one. So I believe Nikola Jokic will win the MVP so far in these 30 days the NBA has been. Let's move on to the next one. It is the DPOI, the Defensive Player of the Year. I still believe in Wembanyama. I know it's kind of tricky now. I know because of the whole 65 game minimum. I understand. I understand why Chet Holmgren right now is favored. But I got to be honest, y'all. I truly hope Wemby will be able to hit that 65 games played. In case you guys don't know, to be eligible for these awards, they changed it because of a certain somebody in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid. They don't want players winning these awards if they're not playing most of the games, right? So I believe personally that Victor Wembanyama will be winning DPOI. He needs to play the amount of games. The guy is averaging over a steal and almost 4 blocks a game. There's nobody defensively better than Victor Wembanyama at all. Evan Mobley has, honestly, can I be honest with Cavs fans out there? Can we be so real about Evan Mobley? That 18-8 that he's putting up has gotten real old. That 18.8 rebound, is that all he's got? Is that the capacity of Evan Mobley? Why are we not giving Mobley the ball more? Why is it just Donovan Mitchell? I'm going to give you guys a fun stat. I'm going to give y'all a very fun stat since somebody wanted to mention Evan Mobley, okay? When Donovan Mitchell doesn't score 35 points, I believe the Cavs right now are 1-6. You're demanding a lot out of your best player in the regular season. You're demanding a lot from your best. That's not sustainable. That is not sustainable whatsoever. They're 1-6 when Donovan Mitchell doesn't score 35 points because Evan Mobley's 18-8 is dried out and boring. It's done. 18-8. Mobley's defense has also somewhat fallen off at this point this year. I don't know what's going on with Evan Mobley, but right now I feel like that ceiling has lowered on him. I know everybody was super up on him, but now that we're looking at it, where would they be right now without Donovan Mitchell? They need Garland back for sure. I know people are talking about, oh, they need to trade Garland. You trade Garland, this team is not doing anything in the playoffs. This team's not doing anything now. They have looked so inconsistent this year, and they definitely have not come out the way they wanted. But speaking of Victor Wembanyama, there is not another player in the NBA that alters the amount of shots that Victor Wembanyama does. He only averages 3.5 blocks per game. 3.5 blocks per game. And yet, imagine the amount of shots that he impacts. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wembanyama is going to be reevaluated in less than 2 weeks now. So hopefully he gets back. I still believe he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I hope he can play that 65 game threshold to be eligible for these awards. Because if you do look at the rest of the FanDuel stuff, that's why Chet Holmgren's leading right now in DPOI voting. But I still believe that Victor Wembanyama will be claiming Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's got the best defense by far. The only shot blocker in the NBA. It's funny. There's only one player in the NBA that is damn near equal to Wembanyama as far as block shots, and that's Isaiah Stewart. Beef stew for the Detroit Pistons. Victor obviously alters more shots. Victor's obviously a foot taller than Stu. In case you guys don't know, Isaiah Stewart is 6'9". And yeah, Wembanyama is 7'5", 7'6". So the fact that like Isaiah Stewart is even in the contention for DPOI, it's incredible. So we'll see. We will see what happens with Victor Wembanyama. Chet Holmgren's been missing games as well. So I don't think, me personally, I hope and pray so far what we've seen this month, Victor Wembanyama will get back and he will get that 65 game threshold. Y'all, let's move on to my rookie of the year. I'm taking the underdog, man. I'm taking the underdog. This kid freaking deserves it. Let me tell you his stats. This kid, Con Knipple, for the Charlotte Hornets, is doing something. I know I just dunked on the Hornets earlier when we were talking about the whole LaMelo situation, but let me gas up one guy on the Hornets because, by God, these fans need it. They need it. So right now, technically, Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple are tied in FanDuel odds in winning Rookie of the Year. I'll tell you why he is an underdog, because his name is not Cooper Flagg. I'll tell you another reason why he's an underdog. because Cooper Flagg was labeled this generational talent that is 100% going to win Rookie of the Year with no competition. In case you don't know, before the season started, Cooper Flagg was a minus 2,000. The next person was VJ Edgecombe at plus 5,000. That's the biggest split along any of the awards. Any of the awards, Cooper Flagg was running away with Rookie of the Year. Look at one stat for Con Knipple right now. Are you seeing this? 40% from three. That's not even the most impressive part. He is attempting 8.5 threes a game. Do you guys know how insane that is? No rookie in NBA history has been attempting as many shots as Con Knipple is right now. Isn't that it? And he's shooting over 40%. Can we be so real for a second? VJ Edgecombe has fallen down the ladder. I believe he's at number 3 right now. Actually, has he fallen off even more? No, he's number 3. Cedric Howard's probably going to pass him up, though. Cedric Howard's a demon. Con Knipple's averaging 18.5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. He's shooting 47% from the field, and he's shooting 40% from deep. He's shooting 90% from the free throw line. Con Knipple has looked absolutely incredible all year long so far, man. He's looked great. And me personally, if LaMelo Ball somehow, some way could have been healthy, I think Con Knipple would be, these numbers would all go up. These numbers would be going up. Now I see some people in the TikTok saying that this is so early. That is the whole point of this concept of this segment. It is 1 month in awards. We are giving out the NBA awards 1 month in. This guy, Con Knipple, has been absolutely incredible. He's been absolutely incredible. And I hope he keeps it up because right now he is my personal favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I'm very excited. And shout out my Twitch chat. Y'all are beautiful. I appreciate all the comments that you guys are saying right now. I really like this comment in the Twitch stream from my homie Newsome. He said VJ has fallen off of a cliff. He just has regular rookie numbers now. The 40-point game just had people hyped. I absolutely agree. VJ Edgecombe's going to be a crazy talent in this NBA. He's going to be an unbelievable talent. But right now, he's not the top 2 rookie right now. So yeah, I agree. If they had Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball, this team would be solid. They'd be a playoff team. But unfortunately, the Hornets are cursed. Yeah, I think Con Knipple's going to win Rookie of the Year. The reason, by the way, I would like to say for all my podcast listeners that are listening to these episodes not live, I would like to say if you guys do choose to tune in live, be sure to watch on either the YouTube or the Twitch stream. Those were like the most like-minded individuals. Because right now I have one person in the TikTok stream who is saying Tyrese Proctor is better than all of them. And he's a Cleveland fan and he's just gassing up all Cleveland players. So if you guys want to join a group of like-minded individuals that talk hoops, be sure to join the Twitch stream. Like I said, we stream these episodes Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Daily pods, man. Daily pods. Let's move on from Rookie of the Year. Before I get into this next segment, it's the same segment, just next topic, right? I'd like to just say something. Last year, the Detroit Pistons were eligible for 3 awards. This year, they're eligible for more awards, okay? I would like to just say this. The Pistons were eligible for 3 awards last year. They were eligible for Most Improved with Cade Cunningham. He didn't win because he was a number 1 pick. 6th Man of the Year with Malik Beasley. They didn't win, even though he had the most 3-pointers of all time off the bench. And then they were eligible for Coach of the Year because our team more than tripled their win total from the last year. Never happened in NBA history before. You know how many awards the Pistons walked away with last year? This year, I cannot see any way possible the Pistons don't walk away with at least one of these awards. And the one that I'm talking about right now in particular is Most Improved for Jalen Duren. If Jalen Duren does not win Most Improved Player this year at this point in time, looking at the NBA so far, something is wrong. Because this is quite literally the definition of a Most Improved Player. Now, I would like to say thank you again to the Charlotte Hornets. I'd like to say thank you again because the Charlotte Hornets actually traded us Jalen Duren. on draft night. So thank you again to the Charlotte Hornets. What's up with them trading like iconic players? Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So why should Jalen Duren win most improved player this year? Well, let's just check it out. Jalen Duren has upped his points per game by 9.5 points. He's averaging 21 points per game. Okay. He's averaging 12 rebounds. So he's averaging a 21-point double-double. He's also averaging 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He is shooting 68% from the field and 78% from the free throw line while attempting 7.5 free throws a night. Jalen Duren has somehow, some way, after all these games that I have doubted him, and I've said he doesn't play defense, he doesn't do any, he can't shoot, he can't put the ball on the floor. All of a sudden, he does it all now. He does it all. He can shoot. He hasn't shot a 3 yet. I wish he did, because he's got a beautiful jumper. That mid-range, automatic. That mid-range is automatic. In case you don't know, so far this year, Jalen Duren is 8 for 9 from that beyond 17 feet. Beyond 17 feet, he's 8 for 9. I don't care if TikTok that he hasn't shot threes yet. If he's shooting from 18, 19, 20 feet away, then all he needs to do is take one additional step back and it's a 3. So from going from not being able to shoot, the only thing you're able to do is dunk, all of a sudden now to putting the ball on the floor, tween, pull up, back to the basket, fade away, back to the basket, bully you down, finesse your way in. The fact that he has gone from just a dunker to an actual prolific top 5 big man in the NBA right now, this is the most improved player. If he keeps this up, he's not just most improved, y'all. He's an all-star. He's all NBA. No, top 5 is not wild for the people watching on TikTok. Listen, Jokic, Wemby, Şengün, and then who's left? You got Cat, Bam, and Duren. That's not wild at all. Duren, right now, this month, just think about it. You're thinking it's crazy. It's not crazy whatsoever. Right now, I got Duren in between Cat and Bam. Some people want to take Duren over Cat. That's what my Twitch chat's saying right now. So if you look at it that way, that's not crazy. That's easily top 5. What about Embiid? TikTok chat, I'm not reading any of your messages. If you guys want to talk to me, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. You guys are distracting me and getting me off my talking points. Let's continue. Jalen Duren, so far, 1 month into the season, has looked absolutely electric. He's bullying your team's favorite big man. He's bullying your entire team. You have to throw 3 or 4 guys at him right now to just stop him. He's getting fouled every single time down the floor. I was the biggest hater of Jalen Duren last year. He came out in the middle of the season and said he's been playing soft. So I came out last year and said Jalen Duren has looked incredibly lazy. He's not been trying. He doesn't try on offense. He doesn't try on defense. He can only dunk. No, we all know TikTok just stat watches. We know. I'm looking at these games now, night and day, from the second half of last season and the playoffs. Looking at now, the second half of last year, beyond January 1st, after the All-Star break, the playoffs. Now, Cade's got a number 2 option, and that's without Jaden Ivey come back. We thought that Jaden Ivey comes back, he's got his 1-2 punch there. This is the best 1-2 punch in the NBA right now. Plain and simple. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, most improved player right now, 1 month into the season. You cannot increase your point average by 9.5 points and not be heavily considered for this one. We got a couple awards left, y'all. Couple awards left. These ones aren't going to take as long. Up next, 6th man of the year. You already know. I got Jaime Jaquez Jr. for the Miami Heat. He's been absolutely incredible. Watching this guy play, there's only one thing that this guy can improve upon. And guess what? It's nothing that he won't be able to improve upon, right? He's got the motor. He's got the availability. He's got the passing ability. He's got the shot making in the paint. It's unbelievable. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is averaging right now 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5.5 assists, about a steal, and he is shooting 52% from the field. Unfortunately, his three-point land is 20%. That will go up. I'm not one to freak out about three-point percentage. Cade Cunningham right now is shooting 27.5%. LaMelo Ball shooting 29% from three. So when you look at these elite players, three-point percentage, in my honest opinion, Jaime Jaquez is not a shot creator on the perimeter for himself. I think what helps him most is catching and shooting. So all he needs to do is master that corner shot, and their offense will spread. The thing is, though, I don't even think he needs it a whole lot, because what Jaime Jaquez does best is beelining to the hoop. You can't stop this guy. He is strong, man. This dude, Jaime Jaquez, is a dog. He is good with the ball. So when he's got the ball in his hands, why does Jaime Jaquez need to be able to shoot a three when he's got Ray Allen at the three-point line? They got three-point shooters. They got Norm. They got Big Norm. Like, this team has shooting. If Norman Powell doesn't want to develop a shot, guess what? He doesn't. His defense is solid. His offense is incredible. And like I said, there's a couple things that you can't teach an NBA player. And that is a couple things. It's availability, it's athleticism, and it's motor. I got to be honest, watching Jaime Jaquez, I'm sort of amazed, because it's like, dude, how are you doing this when last year I gave up on you? I remember talking to my Twitch chat. Beezy, New, I'm talking to you boys. I'm looking at y'all right now. I looked at you guys in the face and I said, Jaime Jaquez Jr., oh boy, what a fall off his career's done. He was getting DNPs. He literally wasn't playing. Could it be because of Jimmy Butler? Could it be because of Eric Spoelstra? Jaime Jaquez was literally not being played last year. He was not being played. I gave up on him. I'm being honest. I'm one of the guys. I'm one of those NBA fans, one of those content creators that always admit when I'm wrong about something. I'm here to admit to you, I was wrong on this. Jaime Jaquez, I apologize. You are a great player. What I love about Jaime, though, is on the offensive side, in his rookie year that looked so good, completely different from what he looks like now. He truly got stuck in the sophomore slump, and it wasn't helped by Jimmy Butler. Something that I loved is Jaime Jaquez in his rookie year was catching the ball in the low block a lot. It was mainly low block action, right? And now he's bringing the ball up. He's the playmaker. Yes, and this is all without Tyler Hero, and now Bam is back. This is all without arguably their best player on the floor. Now, I'm going to say something that might get Heat fans tight. I'm just going to say this because we talked about it earlier. I want to say thank you for all the follows on Twitch and YouTube as well, guys. Thank you. We are streaming on Twitch as well. That's where I think the preferred destination to watch and talk is. And we post these podcasts on Spotify and Apple as well. So don't hurt me for what I'm about to say, but I would be lying if I said the idea of LaMelo Ball on the Miami Heat doesn't get me excited. It gets me really excited. Listen. I know he's hurt all the time, but just the idea of healthy LaMelo Ball with this team, I'm glad I'm not alone. I see some people in the live crew agreeing with me. The idea of LaMelo Ball, not the actual player LaMelo Ball because of his health, but the idea of LaMelo Ball with this pace that the Miami Heat are playing at, this is why, like, dreams are not reality, because that wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. In fact, I think it would be worse because now you are throwing a LaMelo Ball into Miami. Into Miami. The guy would not be playing basketball. In fact, right now he's got more tattoos than he does games played. Jaime Jaquez Jr., I got you a 6th man of the year. I think this is undisputed as well. I think this is one of the awards that I just think no matter what, he will win. Now, I apologize to my Twitch viewers for not having the lower thirds for these last two categories. I ran out of buttons. Clutch player of the year is none other than Cade Parker Cunningham. Again, I don't think that this is a debate. 1 month in, Cade Cunningham has scored the most points in the fourth quarter so far out of any teams in the NBA. He has scored the most points in the fourth quarter. He's averaging over 11 points per game in the fourth quarter off crazy efficiencies. He's shooting 54% from the field while taking 7.5 shots. So Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, will be clutch player of the year. It's a new player every year as well. I believe last year was Jalen Brunson. So I think the year before was De'Aaron Fox, maybe. Cade Cunningham will win clutch player of the year. I like that award. When you look at that, Cade Cunningham is not only going to win clutch player. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey's close. He fell behind. He's number 6 actually on the clutch player of the year. Believe it or not. Oh, technically number 5. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey has dropped down. He was, but not lately. But yeah, Cade Cunningham is leading the way right now in clutch buckets. So in my opinion, Cade Cunningham's going to walk away with All-Star, All-NBA, clutch player of the year, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and Finals MVP. Okay, next up for the last award is, again, JB Bickerstaff of the Detroit Pistons for Coach of the Year. Now, again, this is when I've told y'all, last year, the Detroit Pistons were leading 3 categories last year. They were leading Sixth Man of the Year. They were leading Coach of the Year. They were leading Most Improved. And the Pistons lost all 3 of those awards. This year, Jalen Duren is leading Most Improved. Cade Cunningham is leading Clutch Player of the Year. And JB Bickerstaff, the head coach of the Pistons, is leading Coach of the Year. So when you look at all of these things, they're the Detroit Pistons. JB Bickerstaff should have won Coach of the Year last year. He did something no coach has ever done in NBA history. He should have won it last year. Malik Beasley was a couple 3-pointers off from having the most 3-pointers of all time made in one season. Or sorry, not all in one season, just leading the season in most 3-pointers made until Anthony Edwards attempted 19 threes in that last game just to make sure he passed him. Mind you, he did it off the bench. So if the Pistons are eligible for 3 more awards, how many do you think they're going to walk away with? My guess is 1. Out of the 3, Pistons will probably walk away with 1. And whatever it is, I hope it's Coach of the Year. JB Bickerstaff needs credit for doing what he's doing with the Detroit Pistons. He took a 28-game losing streak team to this. But April is still a far, 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 far away. But 1 month in, these are the awards. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's podcast. I would like to give special shout outs to all members of the live crew. Shout out my Twitch chat. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to YouTube. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. TikTok, we are still going to be live here on Twitch. So if you guys have enjoyed, be sure to drop a follow, drop a like, and come through to the Twitch stream. The link is in my bio, Jay-Z Uncut. Hope to see you guys come through. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Hope to see y'all come through, right? I'm very, very excited. This is the last podcast of the week, but we will be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you guys want more streams, be sure to go through to the Twitch stream, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. That's, yeah, everywhere. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all very, very much. I got nothing left to say except for thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, everybody, thank you for watching/listening. I'll see y'all Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, man, appreciate everybody for watching for yet another week. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend.